If you are watching this right now, you are witnessing the biggest economic realignment since the fall of the Berlin Wall. On one side, Donald Trump, the most powerful leader on the planet, throwing economic grenades, shouting, screaming into Truth Social at midnight, threatening to cut off technology that the entire world runs on. On the other side, Mark Carney, Canada's Prime Minister, calm, calculated, playing chess while Washington plays checkers. And Donald Trump's tech war against Canada is about to make your groceries, your gas, and your retirement savings significantly more expensive. Exhales, you are watching history unfold. Right now, in real time. Just weeks ago, Donald Trump thought he had the ultimate leverage over every nation on Earth. Canada dared to tax Google, Amazon, Meta, Apple, all American tech giants making billions off Canadian citizens while paying almost nothing back. Trump did not debate it. Trump did not negotiate. Trump simply declared trade talks with Canada terminated. But Mark Carney did not shout back. Mark Carney did not panic. Mark Carney simply picked up the phone. And what happened next has blown the roof off Washington. Let's look at the mountain of receipts breaking right now. Receipt 1, the tech tax ambush receipt 2, the nuclear ultimatum receipt 3, the midnight cave receipt 4, the hidden counterpunch receipt 5, the storm that has not even started if you want to understand what this means for your money. Stay with me through every single receipt. The first receipt is called the tech tax ambush. Here is what you are not being told. Canada quietly passed a law, a 3% digital services tax, targeting the world's biggest tech companies: Google, Amazon, Meta, Apple. These are American companies, companies that operate inside Canadian borders, serving millions of Canadian citizens, and paying almost nothing to the Canadian government for the privilege. Canada said enough. You earn here, you pay here. But here is what that tax really is to Donald Trump. It is not just a tax. It is a declaration of war against American dominance in the global technology economy. Trump went to Truth Social immediately. He wrote, and these are his actual words, that Canada's tax is a direct and blatant attack on our country, not a policy disagreement, an attack on America. The White House fired a warning shot heard around the world. Remove the tax, or face consequences that your economy simply cannot absorb. Canada had a deadline, Monday, June 30th, 2025. The clock was ticking. The pressure was suffocating. But the second receipt is where things get truly catastrophic. The second receipt is called the nuclear ultimatum. This is the part the mainstream media buried on page 7. Donald Trump did not just threaten Canada with more tariffs. He reached into the most powerful weapon in the American arsenal. He threatened to cut off chip exports to any country in the entire world that dares to regulate or tax American tech. Read that again. Chip exports, the semiconductors that run your phone, your car, your hospital, your bank account. Trump posted on Truth Social, "I will institute export restrictions on our highly protected technology and chips." Then he issued a direct warning to every nation on Earth. Show respect to America and our amazing tech companies, or consider the consequences. This is not tariff policy. This is a technological blockade threat against your closest neighbor, against a country that shares 5,500 miles of border with the United States. Canada already had 35% tariffs crushing its economy. Its exports to the United States had already crashed 26% in a single year. And now this. The pressure on Carney was unlike anything any peacetime leader has faced in a generation. But the third receipt is where things get truly catastrophic. The third receipt is called the Midnight Cave. Sunday night, June 29th, 2025. While most of America was watching television or going to bed, Mark Carney picked up the phone and called Donald Trump. Not the other way around. Carney called first. At 10:39 in the evening, Canada's Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne released a statement that stopped the trade world cold. Canada was halting its digital services tax immediately, not in a week, not after a committee review. That night, the White House response came within hours. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt walked to the podium and said, "It's very simple." Prime Minister Carney in Canada caved to President Donald Trump and the United States of America. The word caved was used deliberately. It was designed to humiliate, to send a message to every other nation watching. And on the surface, it looked exactly like that. A smaller nation blinking, a prime minister surrendering under pressure. But here is what every mainstream anchor missed entirely. Something happened in that phone call. Something Carney extracted before he made that midnight concession. And the fourth receipt is where the rails story begins. But you need to understand how this is going to crash into your everyday life. Think about walking into a grocery store. You already know that feeling. You pick up a carton of orange juice. You look at the price tag, and you put it back because you're on a fixed income and everything has gone up and nothing has come back down. Canada supplies a massive portion of American food: lumber, steel, oil, dairy. A 35% tariff on Canadian goods does not hurt Canada first. It hurts you first. At the checkout line, think about your gas prices. Canadian oil powers refineries across the Midwest. Every escalation in this trade war sends another tremor through your fuel costs. Think about your retirement savings and your 401k. Trade war uncertainty shakes markets. Markets drop. Your savings shrink, not on paper, in real life, in your real account. The Tax Foundation has calculated that Trump's tariffs amount to a $1,000 average tax increase per American household in 2025 alone. These are not abstract political numbers. This is your money, your future, and this trade war is nowhere near finished. So, where does this go from here? Let's walk through the three scenarios every American on a fixed income needs to understand right now. Scenario A, the reluctant reset. This is the best case. Carney and Trump reach a comprehensive trade deal by the USMCA review deadline in 2026. Canada agrees to permanent removal of its digital tax. The US lifts the 35% tariffs. Markets stabilize. Your grocery prices stop climbing. Your retirement account stops hemorrhaging. But here is the problem with scenario A. It requires Donald Trump to declare victory and keep his word. Two things that have proven to be a complicated combination. And it requires Carney to absorb domestic political damage from Canadians who already feel their prime minister blinked. But there is a scenario even more terrifying than that. Scenario B, the death by 1,000 escalations. No deal is reached. Trump raises tariffs further, not just on Canada, on every country that has a digital services tax. That includes the United Kingdom, France, Italy, Spain, the European Union. Every ally America has left. They retaliate. Their companies stop buying American products. Your manufacturing jobs disappear. Your Social Security funding base shrinks. Your gas prices hit levels you have not seen since the worst year of your memory. Markets swing wildly. Not once, every single week. But there is a scenario even more terrifying than that. Scenario C, the full tech blockade and global fracture Trump makes good on his chip export threat. He cuts off semiconductor technology to countries that do not comply. China watches, and China moves. Beijing, which has spent 10 years building its own chip technology specifically to avoid this moment, accelerates its global tech partnerships. The countries Trump just threatened, they pivot to China. Not tomorrow, within 18 months. The United States loses its technological leverage. The thing that made America the undisputed world leader for 80 years. Gone, not in a war. Surrendered in a trade argument. Your retirement savings do not just dip. They face a structural threat they may never recover from. Your fixed income buys less every single year. And the political leaders who caused it, they will all be pointing fingers at each other while you pay the bill. Regardless of which scenario plays out, one absolute truth remains. The era of consequence-free American economic aggression is over. It did not end with a war. It ended because the countries on the receiving end of that aggression have started doing the math. And they are concluding that bending the knee has a price, and so does standing up. And they're calculating which price they are willing to pay. Mark Carney did not win this round clean. He did not lose it clean either. He made a calculated sacrifice to protect something larger. And whether that gamble pays off, you are going to watch it happen in real time. The mainstream media is too afraid to tell you how badly both sides have already lost ground in this fight. But we are going to give you the raw, unfiltered truth, because the people most at risk from this chaos are not the politicians. They are not the tech billionaires. They're the Americans watching this video right now. The ones carrying the full weight of this trade war in their grocery carts and their retirement accounts. So here's the question you have to sit with tonight. Is this the economic strength you were promised?